The first step to create your Evergreen webinar within TekMatix is to start out by creating the opt-in form. So we want people to opt in to then be able to view our webinar, and then we probably want to send them to a sales page afterwards. So once you're in your TekMatix dashboard, assuming you already have your video done for your webinar, we are going to go into our Sites and Courses tab on the left-hand menu. And we're going to come over to our forms and click our builder here. And we're going to create a new form, and this is just going to collect at least email, if not also the name, so that they can actually be able to watch the video and you can add them into your contact list. So we're going to hit create new form. And it's just going to pull up a blank form here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename my form. If you don't know, I'm Elena Reister, and I actually have a business called the Science Grad School Coach, and that's what I'm actually going to make this Evergreen webinar for today. So in this case, I'm going to put Disser Workshop is going to be the name of my form. And then when I do my on submit, I am going to have it do a different URL, but in this case, I'm actually going to show you how to do this a different way later. So I'm going to come back to my fields and I'm going to throw in my full name here, and I'm going to throw in an email here. And if you want to require the full name, just click on the name, and in here you can have the required field checked on. I can have it off here, and then I'm just going to add in a little disclaimer here. So I can just add in text at the very bottom. So once I click on the text field, I can come in here and I'm just gonna say, and then I'm just gonna make this really, really small. So like probably 12 points. Yep. And then I usually make mine just a little on the grayer side. There we go. And then center it. So it's just a little disclaimer there for being able to protect myself. So that's all I'm going to do is just have the name and the email. You can have the disclaimer there, or you can add in a specific checkbox. So you can actually create a different custom field if you want it to be specific for, like, check here if you want to receive or to be subscribed. I'm just gonna have that here. And then I'm also gonna throw in a CAPTCHA just to make sure that I'm not getting a bunch of robots coming in and spamming my stuff. So from here, all I'm gonna do is save this form. I don't need to do anything with it anymore. And I'm going to go over to my funnels, still within memberships and sites. And in here, I am going to create a new funnel. I'm going to call this my dissertation webinar and click create funnel. So my first step is going to be, I'm just going to call it dissertation workshop, and I'm just going to have the path be dissertation. This is what I would give out. Like, I obviously have a YouTube channel, so I would just say go to sciencegradschoolcoach.com/dissertation. And I can do that there. So we're going to create that funnel step, and I can use existing. I can pull a different opt-in page from this same business so that I already have the general structure. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you how to modify it from there. So I'm going to click import, and that's now going to pull this in. And so I'm just going to click on it to start editing it. All right, so I can leave this. I'm going to say, are you ready to complete your So I'm just going to edit out some of this. If you don't know how to work through this page builder yet, there's actually a video in my TekMatix vault that you can join in a link in the description below. It's completely free, that actually walks you through how all of this works. So I'm just going to edit. All right, so I'm just finish editing this out, and then I'm actually going to delete these out here because I want to show you from the beginning, how would you add in that form? So we have this row here. I'm going to add in another row here, and I'm going to make it a 1-column row, so it's just the form that we're looking at. And then to get the form in my page, I'm going to click Add Element, and then on my right-hand side, I'm going to click the Form element. And it's going to say select your form. If you're working from a template that already has a form in it, you want to make sure that you've selected the right form, and I'll show you how to do that in 1 second. So in the select your form, I am going to scroll until I find my dissertation workshop form. And you see when it puts it in here, it's going to add in that submit button for you so you don't have to worry about it. If you want to be able to change out your form, you just want to click within the element, so this orange box here, and on the left-hand side, you're going to see form settings. If you scroll all the way down, you're going to see form, and you want to make sure that this, whatever's in this box, is the form you actually want to be using. So if I was actually using my 30-day research jumpstart guide, I'd want to make sure that I have it selected to the correct form. Now, this button actions redirect actions. What I'm actually going to have this do is say go to next step, because we're going to create our webinar room in the next step in this funnel. So I'm going to just say that, and then I am just going to add in a heading here because this looks a little strange. I'm just going to add in a headline, and I'm going to pull that headline up. All right, and we can make this prettier later. I just want to show you the basics of how to actually get this done. So this is all in there. This is all good and ready to go now. So I'm going to save it. In case you're wondering, this button, if you scroll all the way down, what it actually does is it's supposed to scroll through an element. And because I just deleted out the form, we actually want to fix this here. So I want to make sure that it's scrolling to the form. So it scrolls to here. So if people are above the fold and they don't see the form yet, they can click the element and it'll take them down to the form so that they can fill in their information. So let's save that out real quick, and then let's go quickly make our webinar room. So I'm going to exit out of this or go back. And now I'm going to add a new step. And so my name for the path is, I'm just going to call it webinar room, and I usually put like random numbers behind it. Oh, that goes there. Sorry. So this is going to be dissertation workshop room. So this, I put random numbers behind it just so that it's not an easy thing for people to share, but I'm actually going to show you how to control the sharing of this later on. And then I'm going to go ahead and click create funnel step, and I'm just going to use existing again, and I'm going to pull my thank you page from that just so it's a little bit easier for me to show you how to do this. So let's import that in. I don't need to do the background and everything like that, and we're going to click on it to get it edited real quick. So I'm going to delete out this whole section. I'm just going to be like, congratulations, watch the workshop below, and then just gonna delete out these things here. Okay, so now I want to add in an element, and I'm going to add in a video element. So you can see I can't really access my section, so I went up to manage, and it's this order confirmation section here. And so what I want to do is actually make that the full width. So I'm just going to change it under my advanced options to full. And then while I'm in it, I'm going to go back to general, and at the bottom here, you can see it says allow rows to take entire width. And I'm going to go ahead and do that as well to make my video nice and big now for people to be able to view. So we can go into the video again, and I can come down here and it's going to say video type. And so you can put in a YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, custom embed, HTML, or what I'm specifically going to show you how to use is use a hosted video. And this actually allows us to control whether someone can access it without opting in first. So I'm going to put a hosted video there, and I'm going to click select video, and this is going to take me to my media library. And I'm going to upload my dissertation workshop. And then once it's in here, I can just double click it and it will start putting it in here. And it says it can take a little while, up to 30 minutes, for it to actually encode the file. So it is now in here. And now let's talk about a couple things that we can do with this. So one, we can force it to autoplay. So as soon as they come onto the screen, it will automatically autoplay. You can allow it to show the play pause. So if you don't make it autoplay, you have to be able to allow it to play pause so that they can actually watch the video. You can allow playback speed control as well. You can show the pending time. So if there's only 5 minutes left in the video, it's going to show that so they can kind of see how long it is. You can allow them to toggle it on to the full, and you can show the progress bar. Now, if you show the progress bar, that's going to allow them to skip through the video, which is why they say for tracking videos, disable the progress bar. So it's up to you. Do you want to allow them to skip around to what they want to see or not? And so that is what's going on there. And then we're going to mainly to protect our webinar from being seen. Like if someone watches it, opts in, and then goes, oh, let me email this out to all my friends so they can have it too. We can actually force all their friends to re-opt in to actually be able to see it. So what we're going to do is we're going to click yes to redirect unregistered visitors. And then what we're going to do is tell them to redirect them to that opt-in page. So if someone didn't opt in, landed on this page, and they tried to watch the video, they would actually automatically get redirected back to the opt-in page. And it would happen every time if they just put the link in. So that is how we're going to do that. And we are going to save this. And I'm just going to preview it real quick. And that, this guy, okay, so this is actually showing up now there. And then underneath it, we can always put like another headline. Okay, so I just added a little bit more here that would take them to like a product page that is there. So now that we have this, I can click save. And this is going to now allow them to be able to opt in and see it. So now we need to do one more thing to actually make this work. So we need to go back to our main funnel page. We need to go to our settings and we need to select a domain for this funnel. So I'm just going to do my demo that I'm working on right now and click save. So now if I go to, this was the path that I set for that main page. It has it in here. So if I'm at the top of the fold and I click this button, again, it's just bringing me down here. So I'm going to put in my name and then I'm just going to put in and click the CAPTCHA and click submit. And now it takes us to the webinar room and gets us started in being able to watch this. And so if I, as an unregistered user, I just want to show you that real quick. So I just opened an incognito tab, which means it doesn't know that I just put my information in. And I try and go to that webinar room, it will show up and it'll automatically redirect them to actually fill out their information. So that's a way to protect your webinar. If you want to also send them emails once they opt into your sequence, check out this video and it will show you how to then automate the sequence of sending them emails as well. If you got value out of this video, please click the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel for more TekMatix tutorials. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.